Hi, I'm Kim Wilson,
And I'm Natasha Marchewka.
and this is Speechless.
Speechless. Speechless.
Welcome to our behind-the-scenes take on real life and video, where we share our stories and our resources and our unsolicited opinions. And this week, we do share our unsolicited opinions on many different subjects. It's sort of we thought it was going to be a this or that, but it turned out to be, here's a bunch of subjects, and here's our opinions. And
Within the realm of voiceover.
within the realm of voiceover and apparently yoga.
Okay. Stay tuned. All right. So one of our
Okay.
topics today to share our unsolicited opinion, I'm keeping them from Kim to surprise her so she can be on the spot.
Oh, because I love that.
Yeah. So first topic, Facebook
First topic
groups.
is I want to know Facebook groups. I want to know what you're drinking first.
All right. So Kim wants to know what I'm drinking today.
Yeah, I do.
I pulled out an oldie but a goodie, but it looks like someone's been getting into this bottle. This is that frankly organic
Oh,
vodka
yeah.
made with organic lemons and organic basil.
What do you mean somebody's
Very
getting
difficult.
into it? Are your
I'm
kids
pretty sure I've had maybe 3 shots of this. I'm not
Oh,
kidding
boy.
you. So I'm just going to take the edge off a little with what
I
is
love it. Cheers
really,
to you. And
thank
a
you.
really good friend of mine introduced me to this rose flavored or rose gin. You can see I've already had a few
Ooh.
sips. It's rose gin from I actually brought the bottle. Let me show you. Anyways, it's a Rose Collins. It's got
Mm.
rose flavored gin. It's got lemon juice. I don't know how you say that. Glendalough gin.
We'll have to get Shelley Avellino on here. Oh, although that's Scottish. She's not Scottish. She's Welsh. But
It's wonderful. It's my
so,
you guys know I make a lot of gin drinks
mm,
on this recipe. This is one of my favorites. So thanks to my friend who bought me that as a gift. It
oh,
was
cool.
really wonderful. It's my favorite gin drink. Rose Collins, everyone.
Mm.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So first topic out for our opinion is voiceover Facebook groups.
Okay, I've got a lot of opinions on this.
Okay, shoot.
First of all,
Go.
I'm not on Facebook a lot. So this is
Okay.
not helpful. My opinion may not be that helpful.
Okay.
Or relevant. So take it with a grain of salt. Some Facebooks I think are really helpful. And I find the vocation Facebook group very helpful. I also
we will share these
yeah,
resources underneath so that you don't have to type feverishly.
I also
Okay.
like the VO Collective. I feel like they allow for discourse, and sometimes you're on some Facebooks you're not allowed to talk about certain things like
Like what?
or
Like what?
Fiverr, and you're not allowed to talk about these things, and people have various opinions about these things, and I think it's good to take in all experiences and talk about them in an open platform without being rude and
Okay, but here's the thing.
horrifying.
Here's the
What,
thing.
what are you interrupting me? What about
People
it?
come on, they're new or they're not new, and they ask the same questions. They ask the same repetitive questions over the years.
Yes,
So they
but
have to go.
if you are an owner of a Facebook group, you've got to know that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, all I'm saying is use the search function. If you want to know about Fiverr, I mean, except for Google, you could use Google, but go into the
Right.
Facebook group if you trust those people. I mean, I don't mean to say those people. I mean, if you trust that group,
Right.
search within their discussions, does Fiverr come up? And then you don't have to ask the same questions. That's kind
So
of
your
important.
thing about Facebook groups is people ask the same questions and you don't find
Yes.
it helpful. On the Facebook groups that I just mentioned, I
Yeah.
haven't seen a lot of repetition. Maybe that's because I'm not on Facebook a lot.
That would
The other
would
thing
answer.
is I could be that person asking those questions. Not like as
I
a
don't think so.
newbie, but as someone who needs an answer to a question. I don't know.
Well, I
But
guess
Go ahead.
They're good, and there's pros and cons to everything. So the good thing about Facebook groups is it's so accessible to ask questions, right? So along with your two, I'll take your two. Yes, Vocation and VO Collective are really good.
Yeah.
Also, VO Community is really good. That's hosted by Debbie Irwin. And VOpreneur is really good. That's Mark Scott's group, and it's solid.
Okay. So what do you think the purpose of a Facebook
Well,
voiceover
it's
group
to
is?
create community, and that's what's kind of eye roll about this whole
Is it?
thing.
Is
Well,
that the goal of all of them, to create community?
sure. Be it
Okay.
to build their own people to sell to. But I think
Sell to.
it's all
Interesting.
about building community and supporting each other. But then it's
I know.
Mark
Say it.
Scott says there's hundreds. I've only found like 100, or maybe no, 50. I found 50 like super focused voiceover sites, Facebook fight,
Fights. See?
Facebook pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, Facebook fights, right?
I know the face. I mean, it's delicious. Give me my popcorn and let me read.
No,
But
boring, barf. Anyway,
but
I'm part of a few private ones that I appreciate because you know what you're going to get. So, one that's
that's
all
true.
females for voiceover, it has a different vibe. The vibe is, in fact, I can share that because we've opened it up. It's called All the LAVO Ladies. So, yes, it used to be just LA, but we've just opened it up to the world, to the
That's a nice Facebook
female.
group.
Well, what's great about it, the vibe about it is more like if you come to town and you want to go to a movie or you need a place to stay or something, someone will respond and support you. It's more about just this authentically supportive thing for each other
Mhm.
whenever we can.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah, and then our workout group that we used to participate in all the time, VO Heaven Workouts, they have a Facebook group, which I think is great because you're working out with these people, you get to know them, and then you can ask them questions within that group.
I forgot about that group, right.
Yeah. There's also one, Voiceover Red Flags. I'm going to make sure I
Oh, that's a good
remember.
one. Voiceover red flags. That's a
Yeah.
great one. Well,
Yeah.
to know
Everyone,
the red flags. We should have been on that when we did our red flags show.
maybe, did we share it? I guess we didn't. But,
I don't think we did. Voiceover
well,
red flags, people.
I do think Voiceover Red Flags is important because then you can search in there and see if there's already been one that's gone around already and you don't have to keep
Okay,
asking.
can I just ask you a quick question? Like,
Mhm.
honest opinion. What's the juiciest
Uh,
Facebook fight you've seen on there?
oh, I can't say.
Oh my God, come on.
Well, when other people call other people out. I've seen things when other people call people out and rant about other people specifically.
Yeah, that's uncomfortable,
Oh,
right?
it's unethical and
It's
immoral,
uncomfortable.
and I don't know, maybe it's not unethical and immoral, but it's super icky.
It is. It is.
All
But
right.
you got to put the pros and cons out there. So,
Yeah, you have to find your own and I especially think local ones, if it's local to you, like geographically, those are really good ones to be a part of. So I hope we've
sure.
inspired you. Go onto Facebook, look for local voiceover groups, and then also join the ones for the memberships you're a part of, like um, Wovo or Nava, and I'll add those as resources. If you haven't heard of them, you need to. Nava, Wovo, and then also,
I really like
well,
the VO
whatever.
Collective.
And it's great. The VO Collective is super professional.
I really
So,
like that.
all right. So that's our opinion about Facebook groups.
Next,
Okay. So the next thing we're going to give you our opinion about today is VO conferences.
meaning
And
how we feel about it today.
yeah, well, the cost of
Oh
voiceover
my
conferences.
people.
Yeah. So I've been scoping
Stomach ache.
out. I love VO conferences
I
so
know.
much. I
I
love the
know.
education. I love the camaraderie. I love the community. And now I'm looking at the price tags of all of them and going, OMG. There's,
Flights,
well,
hotel,
not including flights and hotel,
food.
just to go. plus you have your food and you have your incidentals and then you have your flight and your hotel. So, I mean, I don't want to call conferences out because generally they're all like this now. I think maybe,
Well, it's not just the economy. I feel like.
yeah, because people have to make money, but we're all getting greedier. Just as a society, or
Yeah.
we always were. I don't know. I am going to say Wovo, the World Voices, does try to keep the price of WovoCons as low as they can just to keep it as low as they can.
And how do
So,
they do that? Do you know? Like, how,
well,
what's
yeah, because I organized one, and I've seen the budgets, and it always has to end up to 0. So, however
okay?
much the hotel is, yeah, at the end of the day, it has to, equal out to 0 as best they can. So, however
Wow.
much the
That's so
hotel,
That
yeah,
feels so good as a voiceover attendee to know
yeah,
that that was
investing in.
given. Yeah, they're
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm. So they pay for the space, right? You pay for your hotel room, but they have to pay for the space all weekend, plus whatever service providers, be it, I don't want to say an engineer, but someone to fix with the
Yeah,
lights, the
yeah, yeah.
AV, but then also the servers and the bartenders, you pay for that. So you do get fed at Wovo's. So for breakfast and lunches, you get fed. And then if there is a bar, the bartender has to get paid. Very
Mhm.
little, by the way. You need to tip that bartender. But we just
Mm.
have to pay for the facilities and everything. We don't
Mhm.
pay speakers. We don't pay what? We just don't pay for any frivolity. And last time, if there was frivolity, like some of us stepped up and paid for it ourselves. So yeah, that is one conference, and I know they may do mini cons, but if it's a privately owned conference, because that's a nonprofit, right? But if it's a privately owned conference, which is the rest of them,
It's really
um,
expensive. I'm
it's
sorry.
expensive.
This
Expensive
year
to
was
rent.
yes.
Yeah, it's
This year
expensive
that
to rent hotel spaces. It's expensive to do everything, and also just the coffee, just for us to get a coffee. We could only get it for 1 hour at the hotel because it was that expensive. You
you
couldn't
mean
have
for
it the whole day.
WovoCon.
For WovoCon, you couldn't leave coffee out all day. It was, exorbitant. So, these private owners have to pay for all that, but then they wanna make a profit. So,
Mm.
and then they have sponsors and sponsorships. Anyway, what do you think you'll do, Kim, moving forward? How will you choose conferences given the price of them? How will you do that?
That's a great question because I'm at a point now where I love going and just seeing everybody.
I think you have to, as I
I
have
don't
done in the
know. It's
past.
I think I've got to pick and choose what's
Yeah,
gonna be best for me in the end, which and my career.
but
Which
how do you
one.
do that?
Ugh.
I'll tell you how you do that. You look at who's
Okay.
presenting and who's speaking. And a conundrum I find is that sometimes they don't tell you who's speaking way ahead of time. So you're
Mm.
buying it based on the fact that you just want to go, but you don't know who's going to be there to teach. So a
So,
word to the
okay,
conference
let
organizers.
me just throw this out there though. Let's say you want to go to VO Atlanta because it is the biggest one, as we all know. VO Atlanta is the biggest one. What happens if you don't like any of the speakers that
Well, then
year?
you go another. Then
Is
you
that
free up
say
your
are you
money.
saying that you would not go? Because
Mhm,
I know you love them.
I do. If I
So
got to
would
go,
you
because
not go?
I really.
Regardless if you're a speaker or not. That's gotta be out of because if you're
Why?
a speaker,
Oh, okay.
you have to go. But if you did not
Mhm.
like the lineup that year, didn't
Not that I
offer
don't
you
like the
anything,
lineup. Here's the thing,
didn't
Kim. There's a
offer
lot of
you
people. It's repetitive.
sure.
So I would absolutely skip it if I had to put my money into something else.
Okay, that was my
If
question.
another conference has people that I've never seen speak before, I'm much more apt to go to that conference.
Okay, that's a
Mm.
great answer.
You need to look at what are the educational opportunities there. That to me is the number one thing, right? What
Yeah.
are the opportunities for the voice talent? And you don't know until you see who's presenting, what the lineup is. So we weren't gonna call out different conferences, but I'll say for our audience that that's Voiceover. While it might not be the biggest conference, it's been around the longest out of the ones that are available right now. VO Atlanta by far is the largest and therefore has the largest to try out, to go to see, to participate in, right? But also, depends if you live in Atlanta. If I lived in Atlanta, I would go every time, right? Because then you're not counting flight. and
Mm-hmm.
maybe even hotel. And now
Maybe even hotel.
we're this year, y'all, like we're rooming up a little bit tighter so that we can cut the costs a little bit, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
we may or may not have a bed to ourselves just so that we can
Just
cut the
saying,
costs.
just saying, just so we're going.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, and you know, and everyone knows because we've had a conference organizer on our show, Mavo, and
we've talked about
Vocation
vocation
has been
too.
on here, and it's such a great conference. And online is an option, but really just watch your pennies, I think is the bottom line, huh, Kim? Everyone needs to receive something out of it, and you always do in terms of camaraderie, but there's so many choices, and if you go to That's Voiceover, you'll have the opportunity to hang out in LA for a bit. That's another benefit. So you have to look at all the benefits, cost-wise and
Mm,
otherwise, right?
mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's our next topic? A quick catch up about Speechless, everyone. This season, you can win cool prizes for signing up for our newsletter. You can do so on our website, speechlessvo.com. And by the way, when you sign up, you'll receive the key takeaways for that day's shows, so you don't have to take notes. And you'll also receive all the resources we talk about all in one place.
Very cool.
Big thanks to our current sponsors, StudioBricks and the Center Cam.
Hey, you know the cool thing about
Oh,
Center Cab?
yeah, go.
It allows you to see eye to eye. Right. If you don't have a center cam, your clients are looking at you like this, not like this.
I also wanted to say a fourth friend has bought a StudioBricks. We're really excited about that from watching us on the show. And so if you've bought a StudioBricks or a Center Cam from all our incredible salesmanship, do let us know. That'd be really cool. Thanks.
Please.
Okay, what do you think about
What?
well, you know, we have pretty strong opinions about things. However,
Oh no,
we're not
you're
being
setting me up. What?
no, I'm not. We're not disparaging about things. Like we don't
No.
say don't do this and don't do that. We say do this and do that, and we don't disparage. But one of my things that, you know, in my head when I'm on maybe Facebook, I'm thinking, stop being an asshole. You
You
know, I
mean
think
to other people or
to
to
other
yourself?
people, well, there's that too, but to other people, like how is uh, whether it's in the voiceover industry or acting industry or entertainment industry or online being a
There's so
freelancer,
many assholes out there. I mean, just
why
say it.
would you reveal that? Why would you be that person? Why
I
would you
don't
reveal that online?
I don't think they think they're an asshole.
Yeah, do
I
they
think
think they're just
people,
being forthcoming and honest and that's important?
or it's important, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a weird, when we can all see it. It's like red lights flashing when they post, and you're like,
Well, it's not
stop.
just the posting either. You know, it's an attitude of people,
Sure.
maybe that you meet, and it comes down to ego. But really, I mean, everyone needs if they need it, they don't have a sign that says "Stop being an asshole," you know, in their
You mean
office.
in real life too? Like when you meet them in real life,
What about
not just
yeah,
online?
sure. How many times has someone said something and it stopped you in your tracks, and then later you said, "Wait a second,
Oh
that
my
person was
God.
being an asshole to me."
Oh my
And I
God.
didn't call them out, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't
And
call them out on that, and
and in
that
the voiceover industry. Yeah.
yeah, too bad because, you know, we do have this incredible camaraderie, this
It
incredible
is a
camaraderie.
wonderful community that we have
Um,
as
but
voice.
with social media and otherwise, just
Well,
like I think
okay,
those of us who can see it and who are trying not to be, we can see you. We see you, and we're writing notes. So
and we
beware.
talk.
And we talk.
But
You
I
don't
think
know that we know each other.
we know
We
that
all
you know that we know.
Yeah.
I think also it's the nature of the beast of the industry. You have to have, when you go into acting and performing,
Mhm.
there is a certain part of your makeup that needs to express, that needs to be seen. And it's not a bad thing necessarily, but it can become a negative thing if you're not aware. I don't even know how to say it properly.
Well, you're talking about actors or artists, and
No, I'm
I'm talking
talking
about
about
business
both.
people. Oh,
And I'm talking about, well, business people? I thought we were just talking about the voiceover industry.
well, people in the voiceover industry are business people.
Yeah,
They're
but
not
we're
necessarily
also
trained.
actors.
They're not necessarily trained fine art actor. They're not. They didn't grow up in the theater. Many did,
However, when you are a
and we
voice
adore them.
actor, you're also in a similar role as an actor. And I think that those two things feed
Mhm.
a part of needing to express,
Right.
needing
Okay.
to be seen, needing something,
Needing to be heard. That's for sure.
needing to be heard. And I
Yeah.
think that's part of a trait that can be a negative trait, but it
Mhm.
can also be a positive trait. And I think that I think we've seen both of that in our
Mhm.
experience in different people.
Well, honesty is super important, but more than being honest is being kind. So, um, those are actually the first two pillars of yoga. Ahimsa is non-harming, be kind. And then the next one is satya, which is honesty.
And do yoga. Namaste.
This episode of Speechless is brought to you by
CenterCam helps eye to eye feel more like heart to heart.
Are you ready for better conversations, better quality conversations during video calls?
Yes, because CenterCam's middle of the screen camera makes it easy to maintain eye contact, and it also feels more natural.
Helping humans connect from a distance.
TheCenterCam.com. We both
We
have
both have
one.
one.
Voice talent need quiet.
For us, quiet comes in the form of a StudioBricks booth.
I love my StudioBricks because it's whisper quiet in my incredibly noisy neighborhood.
And I love my booth because when clients see me on Zoom, they know I'm a pro.
Go to StudioBricks.com.
World-class sound isolation, light environmental footprint.
Speechless.